my beloved. New horizons are just around the corner for those of us who saw consciously doing the inner work to free ourselves of the remnants of the old, are preparing to give birth to a whole new stage of our journey, without anything that still keep us attached to that is not aligned with our soul, and with complete trust in the unknown, since we know that everything is divinely guided in our journey and that the invisible forces of the universe are always working for us, behind our physical domain. This second half of August is actually being one of the strongest passages in all this year. After the fiery energies of the Lion's Gate 8.8, many of us feel the urge to simply honor our personal journey and rest, as we continue with our integration process, continually in repadronizando and stabilizing, as we continue to bring down our essence of true light and merging it with our lower self. To help us in our journey to navigate this endless evolutionary spiral, on August 18th, we have a penumbra lunar eclipse on the full moon at 25 degrees of Aquarius. This will be the first of 3 eclipses that we will face later in September, and although do not go completely cover the sun, its impact will also be greatly sensed. It's a full moon to complete, to turn back and start creating with the fiery energy of this month, from a new place, a new way of living. Aquarius, a fixed sign, even belonging to the air element, is represented by the water carrier, as a reminder that it also flows with freedom and adapts to change as water does. Aquarius is ruled by Saturn and Uranus, and is exactly the combination of these 2 planets makes the perfect Aquarian visionary who is. Uranus likes to be free of charge and all restrictive standards, while Saturn is responsible and likes to bring things to the tangible with the wisdom that experience give, so that a perfect balance is presented with these 2 powerful and even different time together forces to be responsible for our creations, while still mastering the art of creation in our dense kingdom. This full moon will help us to express our hearts, and by the fire of this month, to be free thinkers, undoing more limited beliefs of our lower self and expressing our truth, as it also will help us to have the strength and power to finally give birth to our new projects, be creative and bring down these psychic visions for the physical domain. There are many important aspects during the eclipse period. We have the Sun in Leo, which is trine to Uranus, the Moon in Aquarius makes sextile to Uranus, and Mercury conjunct Jupiter with Venus trine Pluto. The cosmic message expansion and break with the old routines is sound and clear. As we are always changing and reinventing ourselves, the inner work of purification and change never ends, and the more we remember who we are and our place in creation, the more we continue annihilating the old words and aspects of our lower self. Therefore, these aspects will help us to bring to light all things, relationships and situations that are still remaining, because of our human fear of loss and lack of faith to enter the unknown. On the other hand, the lovely aspect between Venus and Pluto reminds us that it is only when we act from a place of total surrender and freedom, we can express all the abundance, love and all the results that are aligned with the path of our true soul. Like when we are still attached to old things / people continue turning this internal energy shortage, and this will bring us the same results that we are so eager to transcend. With this full moon in Aquarius, we have another opportunity to eclipse what no longer serves our way and begin to align ourselves with who we have become, after an intense year of deep self-mastery and many challenges, opportunities, to help us remember and evolve. This is no time to focus on the outside, though, while Uranus retrograde, and Mercury doing the same at the end of the month will remember, but to direct all this creative intent for the incorporation of new cosmic code, which will help us unravel more our psychic memories and our physical potential in our human bodies. Remember to also integrate these new waves, the more shadows may come to light, emerging from our depths, to help us become aware of our own ways that still reject, and therefore separation. The Aquarian energies come to us from the still welcome internally and should be released. These opportunities can come in certain situations that challenge us, desktop or in our relationships. This is not happening because you are being punished. These old beliefs limit their power to learn from these precious experiences that your soul is offering them. This is because it is helping to unify and finally stop repeating the same old patterns that you no longer wish to revive, but that his human self is not allowing you to realize fully. Embrace everything. Everything teaches them all the help to grow and evolve. It should be valued and appreciated, since everything comes from the same source of love that is one with us in the end. For those of you who are beginning, during this intense cosmic passage, decode/wake upper layers of your DNA, establishing connections with their higher selves/guides/star beings, remember that everything is in. Do not expect someone arrive or appear physically to save them. This belongs to the old linear tendency to be repaired, originated from our minds. Now, we know that most of the time, the communication is done telepathically, as well as other different methods, that our human self not need to understand, since we are all one in creation. That is why it is so important that this period internalize us to receive, in a clear, new guidelines and imagine that we are creating from within, as it is essential to destroy the old realities we do not want more to recreate and give birth those who are in oneness with the highest will of our soul. The eclipse will also trigger within us all that we were working during the summer, mainly because it occurs in the fixed sign of Aquarius. We are finally released from what used to enslave us. We use these powerful energies to burn old bridges that connect us to our past? Or are we still clinging to an old reality, manifesting the same old situations that prevent us from being fully in our power and manifest what you truly desire? To undo what we see in our physical reality, that does not resonate with who we are now, first, we have to go inside, from where it originates, and remove our limited beliefs, as they continue designing abroad which further it is polarized internally. Finally, a few days later, on August 22nd, the Sun will enter in Virgo. We find ourselves now in the purity of the Virgin, a cooling period after the intensity of this hot summer. We are now invited, and even more with Mercury going retrograde, to understand the importance that the deliberate creation has and dwells for a while, in our internal domain to expand the deepest desires of our soul and master how to anchor them in our new reality. When the Sun shines its light in Virgo, we are called to anchor and direct our creative power to our land area. As an earth sign, Virgo reminds us that we are here to express our true desires. At the same time, they will always be at the service of the whole. Virgin invites us to remember now that the purity that we maintain internally can also be reflected in everything we do in our dense domain. Although the signs can practical advice, its main essence relates to remind us that we are here to match what we have created internally with what others may need the physical plane, because we are here to synthesize and unify both polarities, both plans, the physical and the ethereal, not only to live in one or the other, but to bring all these inner visions for the tangible domain, since only by doing so we can actually have the mastery as creators of the physical plane. This penumbral eclipse full moon will help them free themselves from all that keeps them separate from what you want to experience in your life: abundance, authentic relationships in divine love, and all that your human self is separating. Remember, love includes not exclude. Love integrates and unifies. Ask yourself if you are becoming the love that you really are in essence, healing and sees all things/beings with compassion and equality, or if you are still choosing to resist. Welcome this truth and break with the old human attachments that keep them under the illusion that you can have other people and things. instead of getting rid of them, and to welcome the new situations and new souls that are really designed to share your way. Become free, leave everything aside, to carry the change in all forms, to carry the magic that only the unknown can bring them. Choose to remember, choose the expansion, manifest the new life experiences with new soul mates that, as equals, will help them to co-create your new reality. You are free, you are already all things that try to pursue, since you are the ones who create in the first place. You do not have to hide behind the illusions just because they seem more familiar and comfortable. You can decide to go outside, where the sun shines, burn everything that is not real and clearly see your new path, a journey full of all the wonderful experiences that are there for you to live. I wish you many abundant blessings for this liberating Aquarian moon, beloved. You always can eclipse what is not aligned with the beams of love/bright light that you are, and you can always find nothing less than pure joy of the soul and the miracles that the fact follow your soul path will bring them. With love and light, always.